We have to stop at the 18th.
The 18th, the final?
You want to see the 18th?
No. I am against that we go to the 27th.
I heard that these arrests were starting to unfold. The operation was underway at the hotel in the centre of Zurich, and I raced down there, and by the time I got to the hotel, at the back of the hotel, there were half-hearted attempts to hold up sheets as shields, and then saw one of the football officials being taken out into an unmarked car and taken away for questioning.
In fact, a lot of people now, as you describe that, will recognise the pictures of that happening, which were pictures that you took and have gone global. What was the attitude amongst other sports reporters, amongst other members of FIFA at the time, right there at the hotel?
I suppose some of the feeling was history repeating itself. We were, although not on an extreme level like this, it's only 4 years ago we were all here in Zurich when another bribery scandal was engulfing FIFA, that time involving the presidential election and Mohammed bin Hammam. But this is far more serious, and I think we realise, you know, we're living through one of the deepest crises in the 111-year history of FIFA, where the investigation has come right to the door of FIFA. We're standing here outside FIFA headquarters on the outskirts of Zurich, and the police actually came here to seize data, to seize documents as part of an investigation. And the fact we've got two investigations going on, one by the Swiss authorities into the 2018 and 2022 World Cup bids, the other by the US into various sort of corrupt practices in payments over the years in that part of the world. Mr. President, congratulations on convincing the Congress to vote for you again. Could I just ask you about the 10 million payment which that went through FIFA and you deny being part of? Some people will say you are the head of the organisation and should know if a $10 million payment is going through FIFA. Is that incompetence or intentional negligence?
Neither nor. This is a problem I do not enter, I have just said, and we will not go further if this is an investigation on that. The only thing I can say that I have no $10 million.
Mr. Blatter, Rob Harris from the Associated Press. You've worked at FIFA now for many years, surrounded by suspected crooks. Will you now go and tell the FBI, the US authorities, no, and will you help them with their investigation to put any of these people behind bars if they are guilty?
Well, listen, I thank you that I am working a long time for FIFA. I am working for 40 years now, 40 years and a few months. It is a good jubilee, but 40 years is never a jubilee. I do not enter into discussion concerning the investigations which are made by the authorities in America and the authorities in Switzerland. I have no right to enter into such consideration. Sorry to not enter there.
Are you satisfied with Mr. Platini's answers? He was only a witness, but were you satisfied with what he had to tell your investigators?
We didn't audition Mr. Platini as a witness. That's not true. We investigated against him as an in-between between a witness and an accused person. If I was satisfied or not, I can't tell you because I would do a real big damage to the investigation.
Look, we give to Mr. Platini all support.
Has Mr. Platini damaged UEFA?
In my opinion, yes. I was president for 17 years. We never had anything like this. Never. We never experienced something like this. It's something I wouldn't believe until I face it now.
Also, Michel Platini, he's a man who's seen his case thrown out by the Court of Arbitration for Sport. He's denied any wrongdoing and well, decided not to attend his hearing, which starts on Friday. Give us your thoughts on all of that, including the freezed account in as far as FIFA, or frozen.
Well, yes, Platini is the man who received the 2 million Swiss franc payment in 2011. It only emerged in 2015, 3 months ago, the fact that this payment had even been made. Platini insists it was a legitimate debt. The problem is it was seemingly an oral contract, and there isn't any evidence out there on paper to prove that this debt was owed.
all I can say to them is that they either got the wrong guy, the wrong name, or I'm sorry to say, they're creating nasty lies about something that they want to use, for their purpose. If they want to look at political issues, I think, there are other channels that they need to talk. Damaging, yes, it's damaging because it hurts, and it's really, gets to your guts, because you hear things that are way beyond any reality. And people who understand me and people that I've worked with in Bahrain for probably 15 years in the FA, know exactly my personality, and they know what I have done during that time, before and after.
Why did you want to come?
Just to support France, the French country, and also obviously to unite with England. As in just one nation, not just one country.
It doesn't matter who's gonna win.
Yeah, it's not just who wins. It's a friendly game, and they're bringing people all together.
Shocked at the level and the depth and the audacity, really, that people thought that they could get away with this, and that they have got away with it.
Bit of a quandary for you and other rights groups. The fact you do campaign against these sporting events going to countries with human rights issues, but if it wasn't for those sporting events being in these countries, we wouldn't be talking about Azerbaijan, we wouldn't be talking about some of the other countries like Bahrain that have had issues when they've had F1.
Yeah, same goes for Qatar as well, and migrant workers' rights for the World Cup in 2022. Yeah, I mean, having these big sports events in countries with human rights records that Amnesty is concerned about definitely offers us an opportunity to shine a light on what is going on in those countries. The problem is when human rights abuses happen because an event is taking place.